Hello, my greetings to all of you. And my name is Tuptin Tarjin, one of the students of Translation Department and the moderator of today's program. And I would like to extend my greetings to all, greetings especially to today's chief guest, Harman Singh, and all those who are gathered here on this live. And I would also like to welcome all of those who are watching, who are participate, and who are watching this live through Facebook. And today's program is I made this into three parts. First, we have an introduction part, and then we have our speaker to speak some words on the topic. And first, we have discussion. The last, we have discussion sections where we have 30 minutes of discussion, question and answer sessions. And as you all know that we are organizing a series of online seminars on a very important topic, that is religious harmony for the world peace, to commemorate the holy month of Sagadawa. And our goal is to create awareness and to grow mindfulness of other religious traditions and to promote harmony within these diverse religious traditions, and which is one of the commitment of His Holiness the Dalai Lama also. And the question is, how could the harmony within this diverse religious tradition be achieved? So it is quite obvious that it is lack of the knowledge which creates so many queues within these religious traditions. And to solve these problems, we need to create awareness, and we need to know more about other religions, with the values of other religions, in order to have a religious harmony within this world, and especially for the world peace. And what I want to say is there's a treasure lies in every heart of the religious traditions. For example, one such example is those faiths that emphasize Almighty God. The very purpose of faithful belief in God is to emphasize His wishes, which is to cherish others and to love and to service the fellow human beings. That is one just example. And all the other religious traditions have the same message or the same value. And another example is through these different traditions, a very negative person can transform into a positive person. And this is the purpose of every religion. And this message lies in the heart of every religion. And this alone is sufficient to respect other religions. And once we know the values of other religions, then the genuine respectfulness for other religions will automatically arise in our mind. And there will be, of course, as a result, we will have religious harmony in this world. And that is what I really feel, what I really believe. And without further ado, I would like to, it is my immense pleasure to introduce to you today's speaker, Harman Singh, Sir Harman Singh. He's Sikh practitioner and currently practicing as an indirect tax advisor with Big Four, and serving as a public relation office for Gurdwara Sri Guru Singh Sabha in Ulsu, and a founding member of the Bangalore Sikh Youth. Yeah, that is a very brief introduction of today's speaker. And now I would like to request today's guest, Harman Singh, to speak on the given topic for 30 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that introduction. And let me know if I'm audible. If I'm not audible, I'll try to get louder. Is it fine? You can.
Yeah, you're audible, clear.
So before I get into speaking, I think when we watch something, we connect better to the context of the subject today. And I also remember when I had a group visiting from from your community about 4 years back before the pandemic. They loved this movie that I showed them. It's 14 minutes. So I'll show you something for 14 minutes and I'll speak for the remaining 16 minutes so that there's less speaking and more understanding. I feel that's more important. So I'm going to share the short movie with all who are watching this session virtually on Facebook, on Zoom. So thank you to each one of y'all. I'm going to play the movie. One help I need, if you can't hear the audio, you let me know. I'll have to change the setting accordingly. So I'm going to share my screen. Do I have access to that? Yeah, I think I don't have access to sharing. Oh yeah, I'm unable to share. Okay, I can. I'll play it. Could you let me know if you can hear the volume? Is it audible?
Not clear. It is not clear.
Sorry?
Not so clear. The voice is not so clear. Yeah, it is not audible.
Oh, it's not audible?
Yeah.
Now? No?
Still not audible.
Oh, still not audible.
Can you please increase the volume?
Sorry?
Can you please increase the volume?
Oh, I'm
It is
right
it is not
raising
audible.
the wall. Oh, it's still not audible. I think this is the highest volume that I could run through.
Or if you can share just the brief story of the video.
Sorry?
If the video is the volume is not well, you can share your the main message or the short story of the video. You can also.
Oh yeah, we can do that as well.
Yeah, that is better.
If it isn't that audible as well.
Yeah. You're audible.
So yeah, today, while I wanted to share the video with each one of y'all, the video would have covered on concepts of how, why is this video so relevant to today's session? It would have covered certain parts which talks about where does Sikh faith start from the ideology of harmony amongst the society. Guru Nanak belonged to a Bedi family, which is into their accountants, or they were people who used to be of higher class. And he saw that, across states and countries, there is a lot of discrimination on the basis of caste. His very own companion, Pai Mardana, was a Muslim who would play the rabab. It's a string instrument. And that's what it talks. He saw that there's major differences, that only few people from certain castes would get education. And similarly, every guru came up with certain concepts in their lifetime to bring down this downtroddenness that people were facing. If Guru Nanak could take along with him Pai Mardana to close to 7 continents to sit and spread the word of Ik Oankar, the ideology of one God. After Guru Nanak Dev Ji preached 3 things. That was Kirat Karo, means to earn honestly. Naam Japo, means to recite God's name. And Vand Ke Shako, which means to serve all and then consume. Once you share with everybody and then have, that's what a life means. The 3 principles sound very simple, but they're not very easy to practice. Everybody there may be so many people who don't earn honestly. There may be so many people who don't want to share. There are many people who don't even recite his name. They're simple principles, but very tough to ponder upon. And there's no specific religion that one needs to follow these 3 principles. It doesn't tell you that you need to do this or that. Similarly, the second Guru defined the script of Gurmukhi. Punjabi, like you would see in the state of Punjab or in other states in northern India, Punjabi is a very prominent language. And the second Guru made the language accessible and refined the language to be used by everyone, so that education or literacy in a certain language, till date in India, so many people are illiterate. Why is that the reason? Because they're not been given that opportunity. And Guru Angad Dev Ji, the second Guru, he spread the use of Punjabi, which is the language, and gave them the script of Gurmukhi so that they were literate. They would know how to read, they would know how to write. And the third Guru, Guru Amar Das Ji, brought in so many changes into the social fabric. One of them was Parda. A lot of us must have heard of Parda, that women would not be allowed to move socially outside till they covered their face this long. And that doesn't give them any social right or any social identity. The Guru said, no, you're most welcome to have a social identity. You cover your head. The ladies should cover their head, but you all should have a social identity. And he stopped the ideology of Parda in Punjab. He stopped the ideology of Sati. Many of us know that once the person's husband dies, the lady has to jump into the pyre of fire so that she dies along with her husband. That tradition was stopped. They said, why? Has a widow done something wrong to face this? She has not done anything wrong that she should go into the fire with her husband when she is alive. The third was widow remarriage. Guru Amar Das Ji said, if men have all the choice to remarry once their wife dies, and that is something natural, which is in God's hand, when a person has to come and go. Similarly, why is that option not there for a woman? She's tortured or treated in very bad ways. For what? So women should be given the idea of widow remarriage. Similarly, the fourth Guru, Guru Ram Das Ji, what he inculcated economics. How? The city of Amritsar was founded by the fourth Guru, Guru Ram Das Ji. He got 52 artisans and made 52 separate markets to give them an economy, to bring in a social life. How? So you spend your time spiritually in the morning and evening and spend your day doing honest earnings. That is what Guru Ram Das Ji got. He made the city of Amritsar, which is a massive city for business even till date. The fifth Guru, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, was known for standing up for everybody else. The fifth Guru was the first Guru who was martyred. He was arrested by Jahangir's forces and taken to Lahore. Now, they told him that you are trying to create hold, you are trying to, lure people. And the Guru said, no, I want people to stand up for themselves. He said, if a Hindu wants to practice his religion as per his will, he must be allowed. If someone is of lower caste, he must have all the rights possible. And that ideology wasn't liked much by the Mughal Empire. So the Guru was arrested and taken to Lahore. He was made to sit on a hot iron plate. He was put on the hot iron plate. Like, when we cook rotis, that is very small. This is a massive iron plate, which was put onto fire, and hot sand was poured on his head. After 3 days, his whole body had blisters. And after that, he was put into the Ravi River, which is in Lahore. That is the patience and perseverance that the Sikh Guru showed. The sixth Guru then believed that keeping silent and allowing, invaders to come and trouble the people is not something that could be allowed. So Guru Hargobind Sahib, the sixth Guru, fought 4 wars. The very first one in Amritsar. Now, many a times, what is the ideology of a war? I'll take that up in the session later. Many a times, wars are only fought for land, riches, or women. These are the 3 reasons why wars were fought. If anybody knew why invaders ever came into India, either they looted you, either they took away your land, either way they took women from the country. And this is what the wars were done for. But the wars that were fought by Guru Hargobind Sahib were always to safeguard people for their rights. Till date, there's no land that the Guru's name has, that this much land is on the Guru's name, this much riches are on the Guru's name. No, he fought those 4 wars only to safeguard the people. Because Punjab was one side where invaders would easily come in from the west. The 7th Guru, Guru Har Rai Sahib Ji, was a great environmentalist. And he built the Nalakha Bagh, and he built, the biggest medicine house in Punjab. I'll give you a very simple, this thing. Some may say, the Sikhs or the Hindus or whoever had enmity with the Mughals. We may take it in that way when we hear history. However, when the 7th Guru had a medicine house in Anandpur Sahib in Punjab, Shah Jahan's son Dara Shikoh was poisoned. This is a very good story when we talk about harmony amongst each other. Even they say, no, do good to your enemies. You don't know what good karma it may get you, right? So when Dara Shikoh is Shah Jahan's son, he was poisoned by his brothers with tiger whiskers in milk, and he was fed that milk, and he was very sick. When Shah Jahan got to know that his son is so sick and was poisoned, he couldn't find one doctor. Back in the day, they had, physicians who used to use Ayurveda to, help people. So he couldn't find one physician. Then someone told him that Guru Har Rai is in Anandpur Sahib. He may be able to help your son save his life. So Shah Jahan said, no, but we have had so many wars with the Guru's house or with the Sikh Gurus. How will they help us? They said, no, the Guru's house has no enmity with anybody. You can take Dara Shikoh and go over there. When Dara Shikoh was sent to Anandpur Sahib, the Guru himself made medicine and gave him the medicine, and he became totally fine. So that is what we see. You may have thought of difference with some sect, with some community, but when it comes up to humanity, even the Gurus have taught us, never go back. Help that person. They may be in the worst scenario and they may require your help. Dara Shikoh was so pleased with the Guru's gesture that he went to the Golden Temple and spent 40 days over there and did service. Like this, the 8th Guru, Guru Harkrishan Sahib Ji, is known for his service. He is the youngest of all the 10 Gurus in Sikh faith. He became Guru at the age of 5. He became Guru at the age of 5. And 5 is such a small age, we remember. Many of you all in the Buddhist faith as well see many monks. Are there children as well who take up monkhood? Small children, or once they grow up?
Yeah, once they grown up.
Once they grow up, but they do practice when they're this young as well?
No, not the core message, but the primarily practices, yeah.
So Guru Harkrishan Sahib was 5 years old when he became the Guru. And when he got to know there was smallpox was majorly spreading in Delhi, like now we saw COVID in the last 2 years and how we all have been indoors, is something that is so contagious that tens and thousands of people were getting it at one point of time. Smallpox was spreading in Delhi. And this is in about 1600s. And Guru Harkrishan Sahib Ji, who was just 5 years old, went home to take care of people and help them out. And when he was 8 years old, he died because of the same illness. So that speaks about the service. He never saw which house he's going to. He never saw which faith they belong to. But he said service is highly important. And that's why Guru Harkrishan Sahib Ji took up this. The ninth Guru plays the most essential role when we talk about harmony amongst the society. When we say how we can do something for someone else, we all work hard to probably feed our families, feed our community, feed our brothers, sisters, our parents. But what can we do for someone else which may not have any return for us? So the ninth Guru, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, was in Anandpur Sahib, and a group of 500 Kashmiri Pandits visited him. Now, why did they visit him? The Mughal ruler Aurangzeb said, if you do not leave your faith and do not, convert, we will eradicate your whole community in completeness, and there'll be no, signage of you left on the world. So the Kashmiri Pandits asked, where should we go? He gave them one, challenge. If you get me a sacrifice of a saint, I will forsake this. They said, which saint should we go to? So they told them, many people guided them, go to Anandpur Sahib. Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib is the current Guru of the Sikhs. Why don't you go and take his guidance? When they visited Anandpur Sahib, they went and asked Guru Sahib that we have been challenged by Aurangzeb that if we do not give in to his demands, our faith will be taken away. So they said, what is the challenge? That he needs a sacrifice of some great saint, then he will agree to this. Then Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib had a son who we know as Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th Guru of the Sikhs. Guru Gobind Singh Ji was only 9 years old. He shook his father's hand and said, who's greater a saint than you to give the sacrifice? Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji just accepted what his son, who was just 9 years old, said and thought there's so much wisdom in what he said. Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib, along with 3 Sikhs, Bhai Satidas, Bhai Matidas and Dayala, went to Delhi. When they went to Delhi, they were caged and they were jailed by Aurangzeb's forces. They were not given food and water. And then they were asked, we will give you so many lands, we will give you so many districts, we will give you so many riches, so much gold and money. They said, you don't stand up for the Kashmiri Pandits. Then they started to use black magic on them. If the Guru would agree, then the last thing he resorted to, that the Guru got 3 other Sikhs with him. He said, okay, the Guru may not accept to any offerings that we're giving him, but when he sees his Sikhs being tortured, he will agree into our demands. The Guru didn't that time. Bhai Satidas was cut into half. You take a sword and cut the person into half. That's what happened. Bhai Matidas was wrapped up in cotton and burnt alive in front of the Guru. Bhai Dayala was put into boiling water and killed. They thought, okay, the Guru will give in. At the end, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib had to sacrifice his head. His head was cut in Chandni Chowk. If any of you all visit Delhi in Chandni Chowk, you'll see Gurdwara, Sees Gan Sahib. Sees means head. His head was cut off over there. And Aurangzeb lost that challenge. The Kashmiri Pandits were saved from him. So if we talk about the greatness of human rights, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib has stood up not for only Sikhs. He stood up for Kashmiri Pandits. Now many may feel, oh, what is the relation between Sikh faith and Islam? In Guru Gobind Singh Ji's army, there were many Muslim soldiers as well. And they would read namaz. Guru Sahib never believed in forcefully converting people. Even till date, you never see any Sikh missionary walking around giving money and converting people. Because if one wants to become Sikh, he must have intellect to become Sikh. He must have willingness to become Sikh, and he must be not put into force to become Sikh. Sikhism is not something that one will give you money to convert you. One will give you houses to convert you. Sikh means someone who will learn their whole life. The meaning of Sikh only means to learn. Like, wo kehte tum kya seekh rahe ho? That's what Sikh means. Who keeps learning till the last day, till he's on his deathbed, he's only learning. That's what Sikh means. So these are briefly about the 10 gurus. And if we talk about recent times, about how we can have religious harmony for people, during COVID, we feel very proud that my Sikh brothers and sisters were cooking from home, were cooking from Gurdwara, and reaching out to slums, reaching out to places, not with intent to convert anybody, just to fill people's stomach, because they may be going through a very tough time. So many people still don't have work, even though the country is open back. Like organizations like Khalsa Aid and United Sikhs, these friends of ours went door to door supplying food and rations to people. That's how we can care for people, and not and doing the service without any double thought into it. Just do service for the sake of doing service. Don't take out any benefit out of it. And then what happened in Karnataka recently, we also had a hijab ban, and many colleges were affected. But we had a girl from Sikh faith who ties a round turban. She goes to college. So she stood up for her fellow Muslim sisters in a college in Bangalore and said, if I can tie my turban, I think they should also be allowed. And the principal was so pleased with her gesture that all the students, be it Muslim, be it Sikh, they're covering their head and going, because that is their faith. And if we think good about people, why can't we build harmony? And harmony is something that comes from personal being. It depends on what level of harmony. If you can feel the pain of someone not getting education, if you can feel the pain of someone not getting health benefits or not getting medical assistance, if we can feel the pain of someone not getting food, if we can feel the pain of someone not getting work, and we can help them out despite seeing their faith, I mean, that's something that will bring in harmony into the society. And like we said in the beginning, teachings of each religion are different. I will say that teachings of each religion are different. Today, you don the maroon color attire, I don my turban. We may have difference in principle, but because I respect you, I like to sit with you. Because I respect your faith, I like to sit with you. Because I respect your deity, because I respect your way of life. If we respect and understand each other's differences, we never fight. It's not that the world can all be of same 5 fingers with the same size. They're all different. They can be different. But if you keep 2 fingers like this, you can't do any work. If you leave all the 5 fingers like that, you can do all the work you want. So briefly, I have not covered much, but maybe one other point that I'll leave you. The Sikh scripture also is another example of harmony amongst faiths. How? The Guru Granth Sahib has close to 35 contributors, and all these 35 contributors are not Sikhs. You'll be surprised. 11 ballad writers who write couplets or poems, they all belong to different faith. 15 saints, some from Muslims, some from Hindu, Awadhi, Magadhi, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, and in their own dialect, all the hymns that propagate the ideology of one God, all those hymns were collated from different saints, 15 saints. So 11 ballad writers, 15 saints, 6 gurus. Out of the 10 gurus, the first 5 gurus and the 9 gurus contributed, and 4 other Sikhs, regular Sikhs, they contributed into the Guru Granth Sahib. That makes close to 35 contributors from different backgrounds, different regions, different languages. You'll get close to 8 language dialects in the Guru Granth Sahib, not one. You'll get Marathi, you'll get Awadhi language, you'll get Sanskrit, you'll get Persian. So that is the vastness of the Gurbani as well. It's not only about Sikh history, but also the current day hymns that we read in Gurdwara. They all are from different regions, different languages. And that's what talks about harmony, where you're taking in everybody's input, and that gives you the scripture which is open to all humanity. It doesn't say only a Sikh can read Guru Granth Sahib. Anyone can read Guru Granth Sahib. Anyone can worship Guru Granth Sahib. Anyone can partake in Langar Seva, free community kitchen. The ideology of going and serving food house to house, maybe during calamities, only became because of Langar. So these are the teachings that can make a more peaceful society and harmonious society. And yeah, I'd like to wrap up my my speech here. So thank you so much. I'm open to questions. More than happy to take them.
If you like to share your video, please, we can do it from our office.
Sorry?
Would you like to share your video, previous video? We can do it.
If you're okay, I mean, the volume was less. If the others are okay, we can go ahead and share it. There's a little bit left. Do you want me to share the video?
Yes, sir. Just share the video.
Okay, I'll do that.
We have
This is the inner sanctum of Sikhism's world leader. For 400 years, this chamber has witnessed a daily ritual of renewal that provides the spiritual centerpiece for the lives of almost 30 million people. Yet very few have ever witnessed the full ritual. This is the first time it has been filmed. After a dry cleaning called Sukhi Seva, a select group of Sikhs begins streaming in. Only baptized or Amritdhari Sikhs are allowed in this precinct. They will perform the Snan Seva. They wash every inch of the sanctum with milk and water to purify it. Then at 3 a.m., the cleaning ritual is complete. The stage is reset for the arrival of the Guru, Sikhism's spiritual leader. The Guru's minister, Grantiman Singh, heads to the official chambers in the nearby Akal Takht building to rouse the Guru. This is the daily Prakash, or awakening ceremony, which marks the Guru's first entry into the day. But the Guru is no typical religious leader. Monotheistic Sikh belief centers on the concept of Waheguru, also known as Akal Purukh, the supreme being that's timeless, formless, omniscient, and omnipresent. The Guru is the Supreme Being's messenger on earth, a position handed down since Sikhism's founding in 1499, when Guru Nanak Dev first began sharing his teachings of history's great religious thought on which Sikhism is built. The 10th Guru, Gobind Singh, changed tradition forever. In his final act, Guru Gobind Singh declared that, unlike any other world religion, Sikhism's 11th Guru and highest spiritual authority would not be a human. Instead, the 11th Guru would be a holy book, the Sri Guru Granth Sahib. Every day since, it is the holy book that has announced the Hukumnama, the order of the day, to be followed by Sikhs across the world. Read aloud by the Granthi, the order reaches out beyond the temple's walls and travels across the globe.
हम समझते हैं कि वो गुरु की आवाज है कि आज का हुक्म क्या है, लेकिन वो ऑर्डर ऑफ डे केवल डे नहीं है, ऑर्डर ऑफ लाइफ है.
Ever since, Sri Harman Sahib, the Golden Temple, has provided a spiritual focus for followers of Sikhism around the world.
There's something coming from the sky, and it's for everyone. There's nothing like Hindu, Muslim, or Sikh. It's universal.
But inside the Golden Temple, everything and everyone revolves around the holy book, the Sri Guru Granth Sahib. Its words percolate through the complex throughout the day, through the voices of Granthis. Granthi literally means reader or narrator, the channel through which the Guru's words reach the holy congregation or Sangat.
जैसे हम इसको बोलते हैं कि हम गुरु के वजीर हैं, जिसको इंग्लिश में हम बोल देते हैं कि गुरु जी किंग है, तो हम जो ग्रंथी सिंह है मिनिस्टर हैं.
Today, the anniversary of the last human Guru's birth is the focus of celebration. The eternal Guru leaves the temple to lead a day of worship in the streets, known as Nagar Kirtan. The celebration reinforces the Guru's direct connection with the lives of its followers. It is occasion for a celebration of Sikh culture. Since its humble beginnings, Sikhism has evolved a proud cultural tradition with its own music, language, script, art forms, and martial discipline. Millions make the pilgrimage to Amritsar's Golden Temple. Behind the scenes, ancient and modern come together to keep the faith alive. Narendra Singh Banarasi comes from an ancient lineage of traditional ragis, whose musical ancestry goes back 300 years. His ancestors sang Gurbani Kirtan, divine hymns in the court of the 10th Guru, Gobind Singh. He sees no contradiction in using the latest technology to sustain the ancient traditions.
तीन शब्द पढ़ेंगे, उन शब्दों को एक दफा माइंड में फ्रेश करते हैं, तो कोई गलती ना हो, इसमें कोई मिस ना हो जाए हमारे से, तो इसलिए इसमें सॉफ्टवेयर है, उसमें श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी का सारा गुरुवाणी है.
Is 25-year-old Haridas from a traditional Hindu family.
हमको विश्वास है अपने गुरु पर. मेरा अपना मन का विचार था कि मैं अमृत छकूं और गुरु का सिख बनूं. जब हम अमृत छक लेंगे ना, तो मुक्ति मिल जाएगी, गुरु की प्राप्ति हो जाएगी.
The hour of reckoning arrives. Amrit Sanchar is a mass ritual presided over by specially appointed Sikhs called Panch Pyare. Panch Pyare literally means the five beloved, representing the first to give their lives to the Guru's path. That first baptism marked the birth of the Khalsa, or the collective of the pure, dedicated to defending the Sikh faith. In the presence of the Guru, all comers are joined together in faith by sipping from the communal bowl of Amrit. It's a syrupy concoction of sugar and water, representing the nectar of immortality, and stirred with a double-edged sword called the Khanda, which symbolizes the courage required to realize immortality. With the completion of Amrit Sanchar, Haridas has shed his previous identity and is reborn as a Sikh warrior saint.
अमृत छकने से पहले तो कुछ ना अजीब सा महसूस हो रहा था। अमृत छकने के बाद अभी मन को एक आत्मिक शांति मिली, एक सुकून मिला है, जैसे जिंदगी में एक उजाला हो जाता है और मेरा नाम हरिदास से हरि सिंह हो गया।
Langar, or free kitchen, is a concept started in the 1500s by the founder of Sikhism, Guru Nanak Dev. He dismantles social barriers by insisting everyone eat, cook, and serve food together, irrespective of caste, creed, gender, or religion. Today, Langar provides a striking example of the power of seva. Then, as the day began, so it ends. It is 10 p.m. Inside the sanctum, it is the holy hour of Sukhasan. The Guru Granth Sahib conveys its final message of the day. Then it's time for the Guru to return to its chamber in the Akal Takht. Devotees collect along the Guru's route. On special occasions, spraying rose water and perfume as a mark of respect for the Guru. The holy text is installed in its chambers by the Granthi. But as one day draws to a close, another approaches. The Guru is eternal, and soon the Golden Temple must be ready for another day in the Guru's eternal journey. And so the ritual of renewal begins all over once more.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That is good.
Good. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing this video, and thank you so much for speaking on today's topic about how the idea of religious harmony started in the history of Sikhism, and Also, I would like to thank for introducing all these 10 important masters masters that were emerged out in the history of Sikhism, who emphasize on the servicing others and harmony within the communities. And one thing that really motivated me is the speaker mentioned earlier that if we can feel the good side of other people, how could it is not possible to to have a harmonious society? So that is very motivating and really interesting, I think. And if we speak about religious harmony, if we see the values of other religious tradition, we definitely have a respectfulness for other religions, and we will have a harmonious society in particular, and the peaceful world at large. And thank you so much again.
Thank you.
And now our third program is question and answer session. And I would like to request all to ask a question, which is related to the topic. Any one of you? You can raise your hand if you have any question. Sorry?
Okay. Can I one question, please?
Who's speaking here? Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
Good
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes. Few years before, I went to one temple, Sikh temple. At that time, and therefore the interfaith dialogue.
Your voice is breaking.
Okay. Can you hear me? Hear me?
Yeah, it's better now. Yeah.
Okay. I have one doubt about this, not about any. I want to ask about this theory of this Sikhism. Also, I want to know what about this, according to Sikh religions, what do they believe to birth? And one people told me, according to Sikh religions, if we died, then after that, the 500 times we have to birth for animals, and only after that, and we can revert to human being. Is it true? Can you talk about that?
Okay, so you want to know what is the cycle of death and how many times do people come to life?
Right.
That? Okay.
Yes.
I'll give you an answer from Gurbani itself. That is
Thank you.
scriptures. 84 lakh jono pai rizq diya sabhu ko tadka. I'll translate in English for you.
Okay.
8.4 million life cycles before we come here in this form. Human body form.
Okay.
Second is, if you die, what you become. I'll share a very simple hymn that has been there, that your karma will write what you will become. So, give you a simple example from Gurbani. It says, Antakal Narayan Simre, Aisi Chinta Main Je Mare. I'll translate. In the end part of your life, or in your last breath, if you're remembering God, Antakal Narayan Simre, Aisi Chinta Main Je Mare. Badat Talochan Te Nar Mukta, Pitambar Vake Hriday Vase, which means to say, at the end part of your life, or in your last breath, if you remember God, that's when you may get the chance to attain attain his sanctuary, or you may get mukti, or you may get nirvana. Now, someone may say, how will I know when is my last breath? That also answer is there in Gurbani. Jina saas visre, which person didn't forget God in each single breath. Only that sort of person only will get into a sanctuary. No one knows when their last breath will come. Maybe after 5 minutes, maybe after 50 years. But only those who may recite him or may recite his name in every breath, they may get the chance. The second is what life cycle you may get. That totally depends on your karma. What have you done in life? What we do in life? Are we doing good or bad? That account is between us and God. And only that will give us the answer. But like I said, there are you asked me how many life cycles? 8.4 million life cycles, not 500. You said 500, 8.4 million life cycles.
So is it possible to rebirth to human beings for next life?
Rebirth may be in some other form.
Not the us.
In human form, it totally depends on karma, but what I've read very well is it could be any other form depending on karma.
Okay.
But there are 8.4 million karmic forms. So yeah, that is, and if one has to attain mukti or nirvana, like I said, if the person in their last breath or in his last moments he's remembering God, but that is totally subject to whether he is reciting him in every breath, then he will get that chance.
Very nice.
One to catch, but yeah, nice question.
Thank you.
Next, please. Yeah, any one of you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Conference. So, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for sharing your knowledge with us and spending time. And you said that Sikh means keep learning every time. So it is a very important point, I think. So also, actually, I don't have any question. I just want to say thank you and keep
Thank you so much.
keep working for other people, keep serving humanity and for world peace. So
Thank
I
you.
just was this one. So according to the answer you have just given to the questioner, so I think there is a very similarity between Sikhism and Buddhism. In Buddhism, it's also the life cycle, the next life really depends on the action of your act, I would say this life and previous lives. If you do
That's
good,
true.
you get a result. And also, if you have some kind of virtuous thinking, some good kind of thinking at the time of your death, it really, bring you a better life, next life. So it is very similar to your answer, right? So may I ask you one question? In Buddhism, we believe that there's a really end of the life cycle.
Yes.
Everybody can become Buddha. Everybody can become Buddha. When you become Buddha, you don't have to die. You don't have to recognize life. So, is there any end of life cycle in Sikhism? This is my question.
End of the life cycle, like I said, if that soul has completed 8.4 million life cycles, you can imagine how many thousand or millions years that can go past. But there are many who would have spent this life cycle. We have an evening prayer that we say, Pai Pat Manuk De Horiya. That means say, God has given us this body in human form. Gobind Milan ki ehe teri bariya. That means if you have to meet God, this is your best form to meet him in, human form. The closest form where you may get to, relieve yourself from this sort of karmic cycle. So the human form is taken as the best form to meet God or get to the closest to him if you want to break these life cycles, but everybody doesn't get past it. It's, I feel, a few in a million who get through this. So that is the ideology. The end of the life cycle, there's no specific, but there are 8.4 million life cycles, like I shared earlier.
Let me ask
Yeah,
one
next,
question.
please. Yeah, Shamakir. Yeah, please.
Hello, sir. I'm Singh. Thanks for your speech.
Thank you.
And also the video clip, that was quite very impressing and interesting to watch. And also through the speech, I learned a lot about the tradition, Sikh tradition. I usually have interest to read books about the different faiths. So today it was a great chance for here to listen to your speech. Thank you. So so my question is quite, maybe it's quite simple for you, but it's quite, and also it's very important. And so my question is, if you were asked to give one best example for creating the religion's harmony, what will it be? I mean, practically in today's world, and why?
One example of religious.
Just yeah, if you were to pick one best example in order to create religious harmony in today's world,
See,
what would it be?
The best example that I always take, and I even quoted during my discussion, was I would highlight the sacrifice of Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib as nothing greater than that. Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib's sacrifice is something that talks volumes for harmony amongst all. If someone can give their life for someone who's not even related to them, if someone can give away their life, leaving their family back and doing it, I feel there's no greater sacrifice to bring in harmony. There can be other ways also to deal with it. There could be wars, and those are never recommended because both sides would bear the brunt of it by a death toll, by a loss of lives, by a damage. But if we're talking about harmony, I would say people should read the life of Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib as what he has contributed from a point of view of human rights, so that if people get their rights and they're given their respect, there'd be no fight, there'd be no distress. So if someone can give away something essential in their life, and something essential like their own life, for just the harmony and peace in that region, there's nothing greater than that. I look at as Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib's life as an example.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next.
Can I ask you one more question, please?
Sure. Please go ahead.
Sikh religions, you're saying God, right? Is there any specific name of God?
See, you're not audible. Your voice is breaking.
Okay. Is there a specific name of God? Like according to the Hinduism, they are calling Shiva, Brahma, and Vishnu, right? And according they are calling Allah, right? So, is there any name or titles for God?
Like, I'll tell you, I think there's
Also, or Guru Nanak himself is God. You guys believe for that, or this is like a messenger?
the first word that Guru Nanak Dev Ji wrote in the scripture
Okay.
was Ik Oankar, means one God. And for recitation, like in Buddhism, I've seen monks who recite, right? Continuous recitation to meditate. In that way, Sikhs recite Vaheguru. I'll give you an example how we recite. Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru. That's the recitation that we do. That's called, in Sikhism, it's called Simran. Simran means to keep reciting. Close your eyes and continuously. And sometimes after continuous recitation, the person goes silent because then they're reciting within. So Vaheguru is the most common recitation amongst the Sikhs. They all say it for meditation. What else do you want to know? Is there any other question?
Thank you. So you have more question, right?
Vaheguru, it's a God of Sikh, right?
No, Vaheguru has a meaning.
Meaning, okay.
Vaheguru split into 4. Okay. Vahe means great. Gu means darkness. Ru means light. Great is the one who brings you from darkness to light. Vaheguru. Great is the Guru who brings you from darkness to light. That's what Vaheguru.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And I want to ask a question.
Yes.
As you mentioned that it was stated in one of 6 texts that the best and closest form to meet God is the human form, right?
Yes.
Which remind me a statement from a Buddhist text. It was very similar to statement has made in one of the Buddhist texts composed by a great Lama, Tsongkhapa, and the name of the text is Straight to the Path of Enlightenment. And it is also stated the best form to practice practice Dharma is the human form. And he also made why other forms are not the best. So I think there is a reason behind your statement. Why, according to Sikhism, why other forms are not the closest form or not the best form to meet the God? So my question is why other forms are not the best form or the closest form to meet the God?
The other forms that we come into at that point of time are accessibility, multiple things, civilization, language of communication, way to live, maintain hygiene, stability to understand, to have IQ. When we check human IQ and compare to other life forms and animals, that gives us the whole reason why in our scriptures we've been told that this life form, many a time scientists talk, right? Apart from humans, apes are the closest to human life form, right?
Yeah.
But still their IQ doesn't match with human. It's considered the closest.
Yeah.
So that's why maybe in your faith and in my faith, That is a consideration, or in all faiths actually, they feel human life form is the closest that can give the person that chance to understand intellect, to read language, to connect with God, to sit and practice, can only be in this form and not in any other form. I asked a very famous Sikh guide person who was a saint. I asked them, what about other karmic, forms? Like, we see animals, they go and eat other animals, right? Some are carnivore, some are herbivore, some only eat meat, some only eat veg. I said, what about their karmic life form? He says, no, they're in their life forms because of their karma. In these life forms, they can't have karma because they don't have that IQ to know what they're doing. An animal is hungry, it will eat what it is going to get. So like they said, these other life forms, they are already in those life forms because of certain karma. What other karma can be put on those animals, on those mammals? They're just part of it. They said you will earn bad and good karma depending on what you do. In this
Yeah.
So
Yeah, thank you so much for your enriching or enlightenment words. And due to shortage of time, we have to conclude our conference or meeting here. So lastly, I would like to request Wen Lobsang Dorji to give his words of thanks.
Yes, hello. Yes, Honorable Harman Singh, am I audible to you all?
yes.
Okay, wonderful. So, well, on behalf of the Seraja Translation Department and the teachers and the students of Seraja Translation Department, so I take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt thanks to you for your really insightful and resourceful speech on how Sikhism promotes religious harmony in today's world. So, yes, I think you have presented lots of the really examples of how Sikhism and how Sikh practitioners promotes religious harmony to have a really mutual understanding, mutual religious understanding among and between different religious traditions. So, for example, langar, so the free community kitchen. So then I think it is really one of the practical example of how the people can come together and how with the sharing of the love and compassion. So I think that maybe the people have the different idea, but that idea is, I think, not the number one, but the more important thing is the practice, the inner value like love and compassion. So then whether those who come there or visit there to have visit the free kitchen, not necessarily be the Sikh practitioner. There can be the Buddhist, there can be the Hindu or the Muslim, but they have the different idea. But the Sikh practitioners try to share the love and compassion equal to all our human brothers and sisters. So, and also I am one of the Buddhists who got the opportunity to visit the Golden Temple and enjoy the wonderful taste of langar near the very free kitchen community near the Golden Temple. So I always remember it very clearly. So also that you have shown us the example of the contribution of 10 groups who really contribute a lot to the promotion of the world religious harmony. So, and also the one point you have mentioned is that we should respect the other's principle, the faith, but we should have the faith within in our own religion. This is really wonderful, because I think that we need to understand the differences between faith and respect. So then we should have a faith, deep faith in one's own truths, one's own faiths, but at the same time, we can respect the old world religious traditions, because like our own religious systems, so then others religious systems also benefit our human brothers and sisters in a very broad way. So from that point, since those religions, the benefits the human brothers and sisters, and they promote religious harmony, and they contribute a lot in the promotion of love and compassion. So from that point, from that perspective, we really can feel us, I mean that we can really have the strength within ourselves. We can have an inner strength to develop such kind of the view and to share that idea with others too. And from that perspective, we can respect all world religious traditions. So I appreciate your points. And also I know that Harman Singh, Honorable Harman Singh, he is a really young, energetic, and organizer of one of the events, the interfaith events when we visited the Gurdwara in Bangalore, and he's the really young founding member of the Bangalore Sikh youth. So really he is active, and I hope you will continue to promote religious harmony, respecting others' religion, and also developing your own religious systems. So I would like to thank you so much, and also I would like to thank Venerable Sewan Nobu and Venerable Lumdru Seba for translating simultaneously in Tibetan language. And I would like to also thank Venerable Thupten Thaching serving as the moderator of today's events. And I would like to thank all the students and the questioners of Saraja Translation Department, so who raised a very good question to Honorable Harman Singh. So I hope it is not the last program that we have between the Sikh tradition and with our department. So then we hope I'm looking forward to hearing from Sikh gurus more and more on Sikhism and how we can live together, how we can love by one another. So thank you all. Thank you. It's my last final the prayers. So then may we all be together side by side, and may we all share love with one another. May we all share this small blue planet with more harmonious, interconnected, and with more love and compassion. And through that way, we can really hope to achieve a really world peace. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So I would like to thank Venerable Losundaji for wonderful words of thanks. And with that, we have to conclude our event here. So I would like to thank you everyone, especially to today's guest. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Enter.